بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the assistance of Allah, we begin a concise commentary of Quran. We reach to chapter Yunus, 10th chapter of Quran, which is revealed in Mecca. It has 109 verses. Please listen to verse 64.
لهم البشرى في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة لا تبديل لكلمات الله ذلك هو الفوز العظيم.
They shall have good news in this world's life and in the hereafter. There is no changing the word of Allah, that is the mighty achievement. In previous episodes, we discussed about this verse and we promise to continue. After talking about Allah's friends, as Allah called them awliyaullah, Allah's friends, Allah informed them that these people, those who obey Allah and try to practice whatever they believe, Allah says that these people are going to have a good news in this world and in the day after. We said Allah is helping them, believers in this world, and informed them that they are going to have a good news. It means tranquility, peace, and enjoy in this world and in the day after. One of the examples that Allah is helping believers, Allah says in chapter Tawbah, verse 52, قُلْ هَلْ تَرَبَّسُونَ بِنَا إِلَّا إِحْدَى الْحُسْنَيَيْنِ. Say, do you await for us but one of two most excellent things? Allah is telling that the believers in all circumstances, they succeed. And when Allah says they succeed, it doesn't mean they will not have problems, difficulties in their life. No. Although sometimes they have a lot of problems, but at the same time, they achieve the best. Allah says, إِحْدَى الْحُسْنَيَيْنِ. It means one of two most excellent. Either they have whatever they wanted in this world, or even if they don't have it physically, but they have something to replace it, much better in the viewpoint of Allah. If they wanted, for example, a lot of money, a good job, for example, a best house. Imagine he's a good person, but Allah doesn't give him. Allah says, I'm going to give you something much better. So if you have it, that is wonderful because you obey Allah and you believe in Allah and practice, and Allah has given something as a reward. This is wonderful. If He doesn't give it, Allah is replacing to something better than that for resurrection day or in this world. So we are between two of the most excellent. Another verse regarding to believers, Allah says in chapter Anfal, verse 29, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن تتقوا الله يجعل لكم فرقانا. O believers, if you are careful and guard yourself against evil, control yourself and protect yourself when the Satan is attacking you, not to commit sin. Allah says, يَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ فُرْغَانًا. As a result, Allah will grant you a distinction. Allah is giving you ability to see the truth, to understand the truth. Something that many people are not able to do it. يَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ فُرْغَانًا. Allah gives help to see the truth, to understand what is true and what is wrong and evil. Another verse in chapter Talaq, verse 2, Allah says, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. And whoever is careful of his duty to Allah, He will make for him an outlet. It means all the time he will find a solution in the time of difficulties, in the time of problem. When many people think that there is no solution, and they will be disappointed, they will be depressed, they are losing their peace and tranquility. Allah has promised that if a person or some people guards themselves against evil, Allah is going to find a solution for them. And all the time there is an outlet for them. Another verse, chapter Zalzal, verse 7. Allah says, فَمَنْ يَأْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ. So he who has done an atom's weight of good shall see it. Allah says, believers have such a wonderful news that in any circumstances, if they do very little as a weight of atom, a good things, it will not be wasted in any circumstances. Allah is watching. Imagine all the time you see somebody is watching you. Even if you have good intention, only intention, not to do anything, Allah will reward you. Of course, this is a good news, and definitely we will not be depressed in any circumstances. In the time of problems and difficulties, we will be very happy that we are going through an exam and Allah is watching us. In that time, we ask Himself to help us to pass the exam, at the same time that we are so happy that we are working so hard and He's watching us. Another effect for the believers, Allah says in chapter Ma'idah, verse 54, وَلَا يَخَافُونَ لَوْمَةَ لَائِمٍ. Allah says the believers are those that shall not fear the censures of any censurers. They will not afraid of anybody to criticize them, to blame them. Unfortunately, many times we know what is good and what is bad, but we afraid that somebody criticize us and blame us, and because of that, we change our mind and we do something that we don't like to do it. In this verse, Allah says, believers are those people that they don't fear in any circumstances the censurers of any censurers. They don't afraid of any blame, any criticize. Whatever somebody says, or what is his reaction, maybe he doesn't like it, doesn't approve it, that's okay. The most important thing for him is to satisfy Allah. He asks himself, Allah is happy or not? And that's all. This is another sign. And if Allah is satisfied, He is so happy and He doesn't care for anybody else. Another verse in chapter Al Imran, verse 173, Allah says, الذين قال لهم الناس إن الناس قد جمعوا لكم فاخشوهم فزادهم إيمانا. Believers are those people who do not afraid and scared from people. In the time that some people tell them that you should afraid, you should have fear from people because somebody is attacking you. Allah says, فَزَادَهُمْ إِيمَانًا. As a result of such things, because of their beliefs, their faith will be increased. فَزَادَهُمْ إِيمَانًا وَقَالُوا حَسْبُنَا اللَّهُ وَنِعْمَ الْوَكِيلُ. They say, Allah is enough for us. And we have a good attorney and good assistance, and Allah is a great attorney for them. We ask Allah to help us to be among such a people, that these signs we have mentioned for them. Thank you very much for listening, watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.